Welcome, guys, back to the MarkyMarc show. This is your host, Mark Johnson. So, we're going to do a couple things. We're going to give out some news, some shout-outs, and then music later on. But for right now, we'll give out a couple of shout-outs here. First one goes out to Deja Page. There's a shout-out. Keep watching the show. The other one goes out to Jared Slavin, Kobe Fleming, Shalisa Norwood, and that's about it for today. That's all I got on my list for today. But, in other news today, we have the North Koreans. This week, last week actually, they've launched a ballistic missile. And mind you, there's something different about this ballistic missile. It was successful. This ballistic missile successfully launched, and it crashed at sea about 400 miles off the coast of South Korea. They went a little bit, they didn't go in towards, They didn't go towards South Korea. They probably went around it to avoid airspace, because if it was in airspace, we'd be at war right now. But basically, that's one of the things. I mean, the North Koreans can't be launching missiles like that. It has to be stopped. There's, to say that they're launching a successful ballistic missile, what does that say about the U.S.? That scares the crap out of us, basically, because they have a working missile that can launch, this hasn't been proven. They've said it could, and our analysts, they're not sure yet. They're looking at the missile and see what it can do. But we believe it can launch into about the California area. We know for a fact it can launch in Hawaii, because Hawaii's not too far from there. So basically, that's what we're looking at. I will give you guys more news on it in a minute. So this is basically what's going on. We didn't think the North Koreans' missile program progressed like this. We thought it was going to go much slower. It was going to take a couple of years. Like I said in other shows, they would have a capable missile reaching for 4 years. In 4 years, they would have a working missile. It's not true anymore, guys. They have a working missile as of 2 days ago. North Korea's missile program is progressing faster than expected, like I just said. South Korea's defense minister said on Tuesday, hours after the UN Security Council demanded that Kim Jong-un's regime halt all nuclear and ballistic missile tests. Now, guys, I work for the UN. I'm a member of the United Nations. The United Nations and the United States or association with the UN. I'm a member of them. I do work for them. I'm an advocacy. And I can say this right now. Well, I learned from the Security Council briefing. A guy briefed me on that. We want them to halt all nuclear missile launches, all ballistic missile launches, everything. We want them to halt all their missile tests until we can get somebody in there and, work it out because the United States is getting really tired of this, and I've said again, the United States is going to have to do something about this. We can't just let that go on. The reclusive North, which has defined all cause to rein in its weapon programs, has been working on a missile mounted with a nuclear warhead capable of striking the U.S. mainland. Now, Hawaii strategically wouldn't be... You don't want to hit Hawaii. The reason why you don't want to nuke Hawaii is because what effect would that really have? I mean, yeah, we'd go to war and everything. They'll destroy the Pacific Fleet. But that would just, that wouldn't immobilize us. That would piss us off to the breaking point where, hell, you know what? They launched a nuke at Hawaii. Let's just launch one of our nukes. Now, here's the problem. If you launch a nuke at the U.S. mainland, you can immobilize us. Basically, if they launch it at California, they're taking off the western coast. Put it this way: if their nuclear capabilities is what they say it is, they could take out most of the west. when I say mostly Western, I mean like California, San Diego, you know, the western side, you know, all the sides, like maybe shockwaves would be in Mexico. But here's the thing. They would basically, the shockwave alone would probably immobilize the U.S. because they lost a nuke. Let's just say that it will rain radiation. What happens is the radiation in the air and the clouds from a nuclear missile or a nuclear bomb, whatever the hell they would launch, God only knows, would it would no doubt be catastrophic, you know, to the mainland and stuff like that. I have my doubts, you know. It's hard for me to discuss this matter without throwing something at the wall or something, because this matter just makes me so mad, because I think we should have took North Korea when we had the chance. We did have the chance, but we pulled out because we didn't want war. Now, that possibility gets you know, well, the United States and North Korea are on very, very, very thin ice. We're near war. I mean, ever since Donald Trump took office, shit, he's been pissing off our allies, pissing off our enemies. What can you do? He's our president. I don't agree with him, but what the hell do I know? I wish I could become president for one damn day. Let's just put it that way. See, maybe not even one day. I wish I could become president for at least a year. Because let me tell you something, that year would be changed. Because that would change a lot. Like, I'm running for president in 2040, 2030, 2050. I'm not sure which yet. All depends on how my military career grows and then my politics career. So, but know this, MarkyMarc is considering running for president. So, hell, you never know. MarkyMarc for president 2050, 2030, 2040. Who knows? Okay, so, President Donald Trump's administration has just called for an immediate halt to Pyongyang's provocations and warned that the era of strategic patience with North Korea is over. That means the United States is tired of it. We are getting... I'm going to tell you right now, I give you $20, okay? The U.S. has probably moved up, put more troops on the border of between South Korea and North Korea, and I bet you 10 to 1 they have military in the DMZ. Just putting that out there. South Korea Defense Minister Han Min-koo told Parliament that Sunday's test launch was successful in flight. It's considered an IRBM, intermediate range ballistic missile, of enhanced caliber combined to Masudan missiles that have continually failed, he said, referring to a class of missile designed to travel up to 1,860 to 2,485 miles. So from 1,860 to 2,485 missiles. Now that is very, very capable of reaching, you know, South Korea. I mean, hell, they don't even need a ballistic missile for, you know, intercontinental ballistic missile. All they need is a missile. Now, if they're planning on hitting, I don't know, Australia's not too far. In Australia, they don't have nukes. As far as I know, they don't have nukes. I don't know. I don't even think they have nuclear. I know they have nuclear technology, but I don't think they have nukes. I know they have intermediate range ballistic missiles, but I don't think they're nuclear missiles. Asked if North Korea's missile program was developing faster than the South had expected, he said yes. The North KCNA, now if anybody don't know what the KCNA is, it's Korean Korean Central News Agency, corrupt news agency, they're corrupt as hell. Let's just say they be propaganding, they put propaganda on their news, like, so I was watching it on YouTube. You guys can go look up what the KCNA do, which is hilarious, to be honest. I was watching one. They had nuclear missiles coming out of Kim Jong-un's eyes and pointing it at the United States. And then I don't know what brilliant idea it says, oh, we have, they make fake news. You think the United States does fake news, quote unquote? North Korea does fake news. They're gonna say they'll be putting in the news like, we have just launched a nuke at San Diego. Are you kidding me right now? I mean, like, come on. That is the stupid... Like, how are you just going to sit there and lie like that? Sunday's launch tested its capability to carry a large-sized, heavy nuclear warhead. Kim's ambassador to China, of course, they're both corrupt too, said in Beijing on Monday it would continue such test launches anytime, any place. Basically, they're saying, oh, we'll launch whatever the hell we want. Please, we'll do F you, and F you. Now, I was saying, for China, I have a problem with China because, okay, I look at it this way. China wins because they bribe everybody. That is my saying. China wins because they bribe everybody. China probably bribes at least a country every day. Their long game is when the United States just gets, when China owns half of the U.S., they're just gonna reimburse us. But we'll get to that when we get that. We'll just kill the Chinese. Anywho, you didn't hear me say that. The missile flew 489 miles on a trajectory. I can't speak today. Trajectory reaching an altitude of 1,312 miles, the KCNA said. Yeah, that may be a lie. You never know. Pyongyang has regularly threatened to destroy the United States, which it accuses of punishing the Korean Peninsula to the brink of nuclear war by conducting recent military drills with South Korea and Japan. Well, what do you expect us not to, you don't expect us to, I don't know, teach, learn, and prepare for war with you? I mean, Japan is a great ally. We have that, I can't remember the name of the alliance we have with Japan, but we have an alliance like the NATO and stuff. We have another alliance with Japan and North Korea. I can't remember the name of it. I will get back to you on it tomorrow on the morning news, the morning show or the evening show with that news. But furthermore, the missile launched Sunday appears to be the most powerful the country has ever tested. Some analysts believe that the missile is proven in further tests could reach Alaska and Hawaii. Like I said. Now, I didn't think about Alaska. I forgot all about Alaska. Because Alaska is much more closer than Hawaii. But, see, that's the thing. Hawaii's not on mainland. Alaska's connected to the mainland. That's not good, guys. See, there's a problem with that right there. And, we got to do something about it. We got to do something about it because it's not okay. But basically, that's all we're gonna do about it. Is we're gonna put more sanctions. I don't know what else we're gonna do, but the other thing than going to war is stop their supply lines. Put more sanctions on them. That's basically what we can do without deploying troops along, and but it is what it is. This is very uncomfortable development for the United States, said Lee Iowala, a Seoul-based commentator on military issues